Welcome to another video of Careers Express, brought to you by the Cyprus Mail, where job seekers and professionals can stay up to date with what matters most in the world of work. Today, our topic is the 4-day work week. It was piloted in Iceland and dubbed as an overwhelming success. Joining me for our discussion is Chief Marketing Officer at Tio Markets, Helen Astaniou. Helen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you with us. So, you were the first company to adopt 4-day work week here in Cyprus. What is the reason for shifting to a 4-day work week?
There are so many reasons, but I think the most compelling reason is to breed efficiency through happier staff. My CEO has been with his team since the beginning of the company, and he's seen us all work so hard, really strong in that startup mode, working long hours, evenings, nights, and he really wanted to avoid burnout of his team, which in turn would lead to lower performance for the company. So he made quite a brave decision, I think, and he said, let's try it. Let's see how it goes. Let's try to give everybody an extra day a week to rest, so that in the 4 days that they are in the office, they are super motivated and super efficient.
Nice. In addition to cutting a day from your work week, did you also reduce the daily work hours?
It's a good question. No, we didn't reduce the daily work hours. And in fact, when we first launched this initiative, people were worried that in the 4 days that they would be working in the office, that they would have to work much more. So they'd be working the 5 days within a 4-day period. But actually that hasn't happened. And that's because the company planned for this. So the company said, right, for this to work, we are going to have to resource the teams so that people aren't working every hour God sends in the 4 days. And that means upstaffing, it means recruiting, it means finding good people to make the team stronger so that the company can withstand many of the staff being out on 1 day and continue that level of growth without any drops at all in achievement or performance. So, sorry, that was quite a roundabout way to answer your question, but no, the hours are roughly the same from the 4 days that you are in, with no change to the pay either or the annual leave.
What? Good. So most people would imagine that a shorter work week would draw opposition from employers. But instead, TO Markets is embracing a culture-friendly new path. How did the company overcome any internal reservations before making this change?
It's funny you ask that, because you would expect the opposition to come from management. You know, oh, we need our targets to be met, therefore we don't know if this can work. But actually, in our case, it was many of the employees who said, I'm worried about this 4-day week. How can I still meet my goals? How can I meet my targets? How can I still be efficient and productive for the company in 4/5 of the time? So we did get some opposition, and I was fascinated to see it, because from my own position as a working mother, I was just delighted, as you can imagine, to have the opportunity to have an extra day with the kids, or doing whatever I need to do. But the way that was addressed was quite simply a case of the proof is in the pudding. Try it, see, does it work? How do you need to amend your working style? How do you need to make this work? And even for the people who did oppose it, I see them now really absolutely loving it and cherishing the extra time they have, and they are more productive, they are more efficient in those 4 days, because they feel that onus on them to make this work. Let me reach my targets. What do I need to do to achieve this? And getting it done in order to enjoy that 5th day off.
Right. Did you pilot it first?
We did. We piloted it for 1 month because it was a total unknown, especially in Cyprus. There's not this culture at all, that at least that I know of. So we proceeded a little bit cautiously. We tried different things and we saw what worked, what didn't work, and we did in fact change slightly and optimize according to how we see different teams work. And just to give you one example, we have a support team here who answer live chats and calls and emails at any time of the day. So we said, right, well, they can't all be out on a Friday.
Right.
So just quite simple, logical amendments were made that they stagger their time out. So small things like that the trial helped us to iron out.
Right. What are the main changes that you had to implement internally?
Yeah, really, the biggest change was to up staff. For this to work, we needed hands on deck. So my team, for instance, I'm managing the marketing team and some of the developers. I said, right, well, I need hands. I need very skilled, capable people to help me produce and deliver on time in order to help the company continue on its growth curve without slowing down at all. So we were very lucky that my CEO foresaw that and empowered me to up staff, and really skilled staff is everything in making this work for the company.
Right. So what has been the early impact of 4-day work week in terms of employee and client experience?
So for the client experience, that's a quick and easy answer. The clients experienced no delays whatsoever in responses. They experienced no downtime in any way whatsoever with regards to the service or the products that we're offering. So it's flawless from their side. They don't notice it at all. From the employee side, I see and I feel smiles in the office. I feel much greater motivation, much more loyalty to the company. I have people, some of the team that sit next to me in the office here, they say, I want to stay forever. I don't want to go anywhere. These are people who have families, who don't have their own families, who just have some breathing time now within the chaos of their life. So you can't put a price on that. It really means so much to the people here.
Okay. We talked about employee experience. We also talked a bit about client experience. Let's talk about the environment. Early research in the UK shows that shorter work weeks can potentially make a huge difference in reducing carbon emissions. Does TO Markets have any way of measuring the environmental impact of its 4-day work week?
TO Markets has different ways that we try to help this incredible climate scenario that we're faced with at the moment with regards to global warming, etc. We try to recycle, we do whatever we can within our means. With regards to measuring the carbon emissions, the reduced carbon emissions for those who perhaps aren't coming into work so much, we're not strictly measuring that because all of our resources are focused in other areas. However, we're confident in the positive impact that this might have with fewer people coming to work. And we just see this really as a win-win scenario.
Talking about the end result, how will you know if your new work week is a success?
This is the most crucial question, I suppose, for anybody who's watching this, who is contemplating doing this. How will we know if it's a success? So ultimately, as a company, as much as we love the people who work for us and we have the family environment and all the wonderful things that come along with working here, ultimately, this is a business and we have wages to pay, we have targets to meet. So the success is always in the performance of the company according to various metrics. The bottom line, are we doing well? Do we have excellent customer satisfaction? Does the journey that our customers receive when they sign up with us, is it a good one? Is it a seamless one? We have a great number of metrics on which we measure our success, and all of them must go up. all of them. And from what we've seen so far, there's been not even a lag in the uptick of our metrics, because people are so wishing to make this work. So yeah, the company is very closely monitored in terms of our data, our performance, and the employees are inextricably linked to that. So as long as the company is continuing to improve in terms of its bottom line, then we can say that this is a success.
Good. Before we go, do you have any final thoughts?
This would be my amazing opportunity to say that I'm sure there are lots of people watching this who might be thinking, my employers would never consider this, or perhaps you're an employer that's wondering how this works. Well, I can say hand on heart that for us, for this company here, that we're in a very fast-paced, high-pressure, highly competitive, very dynamic working environment in the global financial industry. The pressures we face are not incomparable to other companies on the island. And we have done it. We've achieved it. The tangible change that I see in terms of employee commitment, loyalty, dedication is really something not to be dismissed easily. And the company continues to outperform metrics from the previous month. So we are certainly a positive case study. At risk of sounding too positive, wonderful, and optimistic, I want to also present some of the downside to this. And when those appear, I will share them with you. But for now, there aren't any, if it's done properly.
I wish other employers and companies follow suit. Helen, thanks so much for sharing these valuable insights. Thanks
Pleasure.
Also to you, our Careers Express viewers, for joining us. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and follow us on our social media as well. See you in a new video very soon.